Hi, it's time for a reading lesson, and here I am in the laundry room, just as I told you I'd be. I finished putting my makeup on. You know what, I forgot to say, this week, sort of our theme would be beauty, and I don't know if you on Monday had a chance to draw something. In art, I suggested that you draw something or paint something that you might think is beautiful. So maybe it's like a pretty flower, or maybe it is a summer day at the beach, or maybe it's a person, maybe it's your mom that you think's beautiful. There's beauty all around us. Everything God made is beautiful. And sometimes women put makeup on their faces because they think it might make them look more beautiful. And I like the way my face looks with makeup, but I know that God made me beautiful and it has nothing to do with what I put on my face, right? It's the things that He gave me, the personality that He gave me, and the heart that He gave me to love Him and love other people that makes me beautiful, right? What are some things that you think are beautiful? One thing that I've noticed being around home more, I try to look for the beautiful gifts that God's given me. And one thing I keep noticing when I start to do the dishes and I put the dishwashing detergent like out, these little bubbles will pop up in the air sometimes, little tiny bubbles, and I think they're so beautiful. And it's a reason to thank God. We can thank God for every little gift. Everything He gives us, His Word tells us, is a gift, even little bubbles. Okay, so all that to say it's reading lesson. I'm doing some laundry. When you're doing laundry, do you help anybody do laundry? You should. It'd be a great thing to do around the house. You could help. This is detergent. I'm throwing it in, and then I have to throw in my clothes, right? So every part of doing laundry is important. Every step. If I left out the detergent, that would not be good. If I didn't put my dirty clothes in there, that would not be good. Then I have to start it. I've got lots of jeans because I've been wearing lots of jeans at home. Have you been wearing lots of jeans or sweatpants? Do you miss wearing your uniform? Kind of miss dressing up a little bit for school. But anyway, I got to put them all in here. And then I have to hit start, right? All of those parts are important. Well, in the same way, words, you have to have every sound to make a word. Words are made up of sounds, right? So we've said like cat, ka-at, c-a-t. Each sound matters, and the order that the sound comes in matters. So if I did T-A-C, t-a-c, that would be tack. That's not cat, right? Or if I did C-T-A, I don't even know what that word is because the consonants together, k-t-a, k-t-a, that's not cat. So it matters. Each sound matters, and where the sounds go matter. Okay, so this is sort of our focus this week, that God's Word is truth. So I have this written, but I left off the final sound. So I'm going to read it without the final sound. I have blanks where the final sound goes. So you see, maybe you can read it with me without our final sound. God, that is a word, right? But we're wanting God's. But God, were, true. God, were, true. So that kind of sounds like maybe something a 2-year-old would say. God, were it true? But we want to say God's Word is truth. All right. So you help me. All right. Okay. You help me. I'm going to try to use my laundry basket here to help me hold this up. God's. What sound do you hear at the end of God's? God's. You hear a Z sound, don't you? So we could put a Z there. But we have learned that that Z sound at the end is really a what? An S. So I'm going to put an S. But it is a Z sound. God's, okay, word. What do you hear? D. Word. D. Oops, it's hard to write like this. Okay, God's Word. I. Now we want is. We know how to spell is because it's one of our high frequency words. So is I-S. God's Word is true, and we want truth. Now the is actually 2 letters. So sometimes, and we've learned this, sometimes the sounds we hear in words are made up of more than 1 letter. Truth, th, is more than 1 letter. What are your 2 letters to make the th sound? Are you saying it? I want you to be saying this out loud. You've got to be working with me and saying this out loud. Truth, T-H. I hope that's what you said. T-H, okay? So it is important that we get every sound, even if like the S or Z, even if we don't get the right letter, it's got to be the right sound, okay? So that we can read words, we can write words, okay? Now this is kind of funny. I thought this is kind of like a morning message for us. My friend got me this shirt, and she got it with no spaces, so it looks like one humongo word. It's like we've said, we have to have meatball spaces. This has no meatball spaces. It's all spaghetti in between. But she did it because people on the internet sometimes and on their phone, they do a hashtag and then they put all the words together. It's kind of just a fun, cool thing to do. So that's what it is. But it says hashtag. That's this little sign. I, and then there would be a meatball space and a capital letter. Love, meatball space, kindergarten. She knows how much I love kindergarten and I love you. So she had this shirt made for me. Isn't that cool? That my friends know I'm just crazy about you and I talk about you. So this is what she did. So this is an example of not using meatball spaces or end marks or capital letters and how that could be really hard to read. All right, I'm going to see you somewhere else in my house in just a few minutes for math.